Hey YouTube, welcome back to Ken's Cards. Again, my name is Ken. And before I get into actually the topic today, I'm watching Sports Center in the background over here, and I want to just talk to you about like being a huge sports fan. The one thing that bothers me the most is the fact that how athletes cry about money. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit and see if you can actually hear some of this.
The Players Association, as powerful and as potent as
But
it is not what it used to be. Still made like $500,000 for winning the Cy
I'm not a
Young
big
Award.
fan of Stephen A.
That was his entire
So if he ever
salary.
watches
So
this
that's
video,
the size of
I
$50 million
apologize, but
extension.
sometimes I find him very
That's
annoying to
still lower
watch.
than he would get on the open
But
market, he's not a free
let me turn it
agent
back
yet.
down. So he's crying about making only $7 million for the 2020 season, half of what his salary would be. $7 million. Yes, $7 million. $7 million. Okay, yeah, listen. Stephen A. Shut the hell up. 33 million people unemployed. And he can't play for $7 million to play baseball.
That's just dumb. Period. The messaging wasn't great along those lines, but once again, here's
So,
a player who is not yet really a millionaire.
I don't know how everybody else feels, but when you're crying about $7 million, are you kidding me? You get paid that much money for a sport. Now, if it was up to me, and this is just me, but if I could change it, it doesn't matter what sport you play. You should come up with a base salary for whatever position, for whatever reason. Let's just take a quarterback in the NFL. I'm going to pay you $300,000. Now, $300,000 is a lot of money. There's not too many professions out there that pay that much money. 300 grand is a lot. And you're only playing for but a few games out of the year, and then you're off most of the year. And then, hey, if you go out and throw 30 touchdowns, I'll give you $1 million bonus. If you do this or that, I'll give you a bonus. I'll give you a bonus. Earn it. Earn it. Don't cry about how much money you make when you throw a football and you make more money than doctors, nurses, paramedics, firefighters, police officers, and the one that hits me the most and the hardest is the armed service. I'm retired military. I did 23 years in the military. 23 years. Out of those 23 years, six combat tours. 5 to Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan. For 7 years of my life in the desert, I'm a 200-pound man. When you put all that battle gear on you with a weapon, I weighed 319 pounds. Oh, by the way, did I tell you that it was 135 degrees outside? And you had a weapon and sand's kind of blowing sideways and hitting you in the face? Your sweat instantly turns to crystals as soon as you sweat. It's insane. But that's the road I chose to go down. But you're an athlete and you're crying about making $7 million. I can't play unless it's $15 million. Get a grip, man. 33 million people don't have jobs right now, and they're still willing to pay you $7 million to play. And you're crying? You know, it's times like that where it makes it really tough to be a fan. You know, because there's a lot of people out there struggling, and you got some idiot on TV going, nope, ain't doing it. Not doing it. Okay, but anyway, I'll get off that for a minute. All right, so my last video, I was going through all the cards that I got for that day. And if y'all remember this one, boom, my Zion number to 99, red, white, and blue. It's defective. Very sad. Very disappointed. After I stopped the video, I got a better look at it, you know. So now I have to figure out, is it me? Is it the seller? Whose fault is it? Because I will send this thing back in a minute. So I'm on the website, you know, I'm looking at the picture. Now that I see it here in real life, you know, I know it's there. But anybody else, like I just showed my wife this picture, you know, and I'm like, do you see anything wrong with this card? And she's like, no, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, no, do you see anything wrong with it? And she's like, oh, right there. Yeah, right here. So, and then I scroll down, and to the description. And the description says the card is in near mint or better condition. Now, that's such a vague description, considering it has this defective line across it right here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to get a little closer again. It's right about where my fingers are right here. And you can see like a gray line. It's like where the prism didn't come through on it. It's a defective line. So it takes this $200+ card and turns it into basically, it's not, I don't, if I was to post this and put that had that line on there, I would probably get 50, 60 bucks for it, tops. You know, and I paid over $200 for it. So you can see this. So I'm gonna assume, and it's safe to say, that it's technically the seller's fault on this one. And he's got over 100,000 feedback, so he's sold thousands and thousands of cards. And I'm sure this isn't the first one that somebody's ever said, hey, not happening, guy. I know you tried pawning it off on somebody else, but I want my money back. So I'm going to request a refund. Well, I'm going to email him first and say, hey, look, you know, this is what I'm seeing here. I'll send him a picture of it and see what he says, you know, see if he's ignorant or if he's more, you know, because I'm assuming he knows. And then, depending on how that goes, I'll request a refund. And it's just a pain in the butt. You got to print it out, packing, you got to get it accepted, and then you get a shipping label and you print it out. You got to take it to the post office. You know, you got to do all these special little things to get the card back, and then, you know, he's got to post the money back to your account. And which stinks though, because these are so rare. There's only 99 of these things, and I love them. I have the one I showed you that's graded, and I have another white jersey one upstairs that's not graded, number 99. And I was like, okay, now I got a white one and a blue one. Bam, check it out. You know, I almost got every single level of numbering. You know, from 49 to 99 to 149, all the way up, all the different prisms. And I'll show you that some other day, because I'm pretty excited about this collection. But nonetheless, you know, I gotta send it back. You might remember this card. This is my Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry, Kobe White Prism Mojo number 49, and you notice it's in a rigid saber, along with my other ones. So that means it's worthy of getting your grade. Now I don't know if I'm going to do PSA or Beckett. So I got nine. I need one more. But here's my Beckett subscription, or my submission form. And I'll go over these another day too when I get my cards when they're on their way back. It's a 30-day service, but like I said, there's no guarantee. But this stuff isn't cheap. It's not cheap. It was $25 per card. Come up to $375. I had 15 cards in this order. Then I had to pay an extra $16 because they had 8 of them had autographs from baseball. And then $22 for shipping, $25 for shipping, $22 more for insurance. I think that's what it says. I mean, I got my glasses right here. I'm just not gonna wear them. No comments coming on this video. And then it comes up to $438 to get 15 cards graded. So I might actually send these off to PSA. I've never sent, this is my first one for Beckett, and then I might do PSA. I heard that if you open up a subscription, like a platinum service with PSA, you get so many cards for free. I'll have to dig more into it and find out. But the pricing is so different when it comes to selling them. You know, the difference between a PSA 10 Zion Prism Silver sells, like I said, I paid $2,700 for it. A Beckett 9.5, you know, sells for, it could be as low as about $1,500. I've seen it sell right around $2,000. It just depends on the subgrades. If they're all 9.5s, then they consider that like a PSA 10, you know. But if it's a 9.5, but the corner is graded a 9, 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, 9, then it's more like a 9 PSA, and it does bring the value down. So either way, you're still raising the value of the card. You know, I paid $40-something for this card. If it comes back a PSA 10, I'll probably get $600 for it. Comes back, and if I send it back in, it comes back in 9.5. I'll probably get right around 400. Well, between three and $400, I would assume. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think one's graded and sold, so there's really nothing to base it on. Everybody always comes up to me and they always go, "Hey man, you tell me how much this Luka card's worth?" And I'll be like, "It's only worth as much as somebody's willing to pay for it." And that's the honest God truth. I don't care what Beckett says this thing's worth. If I'm only willing to pay you $5 for it, and that's the highest price you can find out of the 100 people that are interested in this card, that's what I'm buying it for. Becky could say this thing's worth $100. It doesn't matter. It's just a guideline, you know, and that's the way it is with anything that's considered a collectible. So, how I'd like to finish up this video. It's funny because this is actually take 2 of this video. I was in the middle of this video, and then all of a sudden, because I'm recording it through my iPhone, and all of a sudden, and it's my neighbor trying to FaceTime me, tell me that I have a package on the porch. And I was like 12 minutes deep into this video, and I was like, oh, come on. All right, because, you know, I'm much older. You know, I haven't taken the time to learn how to edit videos and do all that fancy stuff. You know, the bing, bang, boof, pow. You know, my daughter can do that stuff, but she lives in Hawaii, so I'm not, you know. This is what I have to do right here. And I even went the cheap way. You can't see my setup over here, but I got duct tape holding the iPhone holder to the table so I can record this video. So, yeah. So, but I would like to just get into the graded cards. This box that I showed you the other day. Most of these cards in here have been purchased with the profits that I've made from selling these cards. Like I said, these Zions, I will not, until the price actually goes up, and I cannot, for the life of God, find one for $130 to $150. I won't buy it. Will not. Okay? But on the flip side, I turn around and sell it for $200, because I won't sell it less than $200. You know, so I get it for $130, sell it for $200, minus all the fees and everything like that. I made $60. You know, and if you make $60 per card, I just made $240 off these 4 cards. So, you know, and then I take my $600 back and go buy more prisms, profit that money, or go buy graded cards. So I'd like to just share those with you today. I'm going to start with kind of the lowest ones, the low end ones, and get up to the more expensive ones, or just how I randomly pull them out of the box. They're not in any order. But this is a 9.5 hoops. Now most of these cards I'm going to hang on to and shoot for to when they actually, hopefully, this card right here, which I have on the back here, you know, I paid about $35 to $40 for this card. I can't remember. It's been a minute, and now they're selling for $80. So it's already doubled in price, and I'm hoping that even, you know, I'm 5 years down the road, I'm getting $400 or $500 for this card. Because again, if you compare this to the great LeBron James, one of his base cards like this, when he was a rookie, you know, you could pick them up for $10-15, you know, because they were on the low end of the desirability, you know. But today, those same $10-15 cards, they're selling for $400 or $500 graded. So that's what I'm shooting for. This is blue jersey silver, gem mint. I don't know if you can see that right there. See that little logo? Again, it's my mistake, but I see this auction. It's from Canada, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wow, and it was like, there was like 49 seconds left, and I'm just scrolling through, and all of a sudden, boom, I see it, and I was like, oh man, this is silver, blue jersey, you know, I don't have it in my collection yet, you know, type in, buy now, or hit the auction. And it ends, and I do win it, and I win this for $59. But when you look at it real quickly, it looks like a Beckett symbol, but it's not. And it's even subgraded like a Beckett. That's a Canadian symbol for the Beckett version of their grading system for cards. So be careful, because I'm a proud owner of a graded card from Canada for Zion. But, you know, it's alright, it's cool. And I didn't get it for that much. I think I had $59 or something like that. It wasn't that much. So, and I got a lot of these cards are repeated. So here's another Hoops. Here's a debatable one too. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. So here's the draft 2019. Again, not a very expensive card, but there's only 17,000 of these produced. So, from my understanding and the way I've collected things over the years, is that, you know, the rarer it is, the more expensive it is. I don't know what the exact quantity of these are in the world, but I would have to assume that there's just as many as these as there are those. So why are these worth so much less than these? Again, it comes back down to, you know, desirability, but yeah, 17,000 of these. There's probably 30,000 of these out there. I haven't been on Beckett in a while to see, like, because you can go in and do a search on the Prism, and it'll give you, like, you know, population, POP. If you ever see POP on eBay, that's what it means, population. So yeah, I think last time I looked at it, there was 14,000 graded already, and that was a while ago. So, and then here's just another one, graded, Gem Mint. My very first purchase. It's funny though, because I was like, I'm getting back into card collecting, you know, and I'm like, I don't really want to spend a whole lot of money, you know, so, you know, and then all of a sudden this popped up. It's my lowest grade card that I have. It's a 9, and I was still very uneducated on what to buy for Zion, you know, so I was like, oh, you know, $25. Oh, I can afford that. Boop. You know, and I won it for like 29, you know, and I was just laughing because I don't know if I'll ever sell this card. This is my very first graded card that I purchased when I first got back into card collecting, and then, you know, decided I wanted to flip Zion cards. Here's a good example of, okay, so I paid $39 for this card. It's a Gem Mint. And now they sell for, I've seen them sell for over 100. So, I mean, they're definitely climbing. They're definitely climbing. It's just unfortunate that the season was canceled, you know, and they're not going to have a chance to play. I'm getting kind of, I'm at 18 minutes, so I'm going to get a little bit faster than these. Right here. So this is his regular white jersey base draft picks. This is the blue jersey draft picks, Gem Mint. Like I said, all these are Gem Mint, so. This is his rated rookies optic. There's the one I showed you the other day. One of my favorite cards. These cards are really fancy looking too, but they should eventually start cruising up in value. It seems like his white jerseys is more desirable jersey. I don't know the difference, but these white, any colored, as long as it's white, it seems to sell for more of a premium. This is another good one right here. This is actually a 10. And this is the parallel version. This is the fractal. 10 is supposed to be better than the PSA 10. This is supposed to be flawless. Not quite a black label flawless, but flawless. These right here are hot, and I got a couple of them in here. But these are discos. And this is just a regular silver. Ungraded. Ungraded, these sell for about 100 and could be up to 150 nowadays. But these are very hard to come by now. This is one of the first cards that I purchased too. Like I went out on a limb. I was like, oh, $87. It's a little bit on my budget for the week. But now that, you know, now they sell for, you know, they can fetch up to, I think the highest one, like I'm posted on the back right here. So at the time I did research to see the value increase, I saw the top one sold for $250. So if I was to post this, I would post it for $300 and take offers on it, but I would not sell it for less than $250. But yeah, I paid $87 for this card. It's another, but this one's a PSA version of the white jersey draft picks, and they sell for twice as much money than the Beckett's 9.5. So this one's a good one. Like a bozo. Speaking of this card right here, the lottery. I saw one posted on eBay a couple days ago. I want to say it was there was 2 in the lot, and they wanted $65. Yeah, $65 for the both of them. And like a dumbass, I go in there and I type in, you want to sell it for 55? I'm your man, you know. And then I don't think no longer than I submitted it, I get a reject, you know, saying sorry, your bid was rejected. It's because it ended, and somebody just bought it now. I don't know why I didn't do it. Ungraded, these, you know, these cards sell for, you know, $50 to $55. You know, some a little less, some a little bit more. But I think the high end is right around 55, and you do the math on that, you know, potentially $110. You know, and I could have bought them both for 65. You know, it's $50 difference. $50. $50 is halfway to a graded card. This is the blue version, the blue refractor. This is another one of those refractors. Pretty flashy card. And last but not least, in this one, in this box I should say anyway, is a PSA 10 hoops. Again, sells for twice as much than the Beckett version. So, pick your poison. That's all I got for this box. When I fill them up, I package them up, seal them, and away they go. And this box is almost full. Package it up, tape it, put a date on there. Don't open until 2025. So that's my video for the day. I hope you learned something. Again, I will continue to post videos. As I get packages in daily, I will make videos on what I'm getting and what I'm buying and selling them for. Try to just continue to give you an idea. I'll give you an update on what happened with this on my next video. And when I get 10 cards ready for grading, I will figure out either I'm going to send another batch to Beckett or PSA. PSA's tough. They scare me a little bit. I just don't know if, you know, I feel a little nervous. You spend all that money and you get back a 9. I was watching this guy earlier. He's like, this is my first, my PSA return. And I sent him a bunch of cards from back when I was a kid, you know, and he was like, one after another. PSA 7, PSA 7, PSA 7. And I was like, oh, God, just break my heart. You know, I don't know how much you paid for that. They might have been free depending on what level of subscription you got. If that's true, you get so many per, like a platinum level or whatever. I haven't looked it up yet, but you know, Beckett seems, I guess that's why they sell for a little bit less, you know, because they're a little bit more lenient, I guess, when it comes to, like me, man, when I get my, you know, my extra, man, that corner, I see a little bit of, just a smidge of white in that corner. Done. I'm not doing it. You know, these things have to be flawless. I'm not taking any chances. But then again, when I get these back, we'll find out if my eyes still work. You know, I do have my readers, but we'll see. All right, well, this was a kind of lengthy video, and I apologize for that. I try to keep these right around 20 minutes, but that's my video for today. Again, this is Ken's Cards, and until next time.